We're here with Coffee with Champions at the Broken Mug in Columbus, Nebraska. Today I'm talking with Champion Jacob Matteson. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well.
So I read your biography. It was very interesting. So let's first of all get into a little bit about who you are, where you grew up, where you went to school.
Okay, I actually grew up here in Columbus. I was born at the old hospital, believe it or not, and kind of hung out here until college. I graduated from Lakeview up north, um, and went to college in Fremont for 3.5 years, and after about 2 years living in Fremont, not being a student, I moved to Lincoln with my now wife, and then we have since moved back to Columbus.
And you have an interesting story of how you met your wife.
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
We met online. When I was in college, dating apps were kind of the thing, and of course, everyone had them on their phones, and we started talking and kind of hit it off with some of our activities that we like to do together. So it worked out.
So we are here at the Broken Mug, and I'm having my favorite, which is the mixed berry smoothie. But you have something interesting looking. What is that?
It's actually another smoothie. It's the mango peach smoothie from here at Broken Mug. It's actually very delicious. I've had a couple sips already. So
It looks like something I'm going to have to try real soon. So you lost your father when you were in your early 20s.
hmm
Tell us a little bit about that.
So my dad was really one of the aspects that got me into a lot of the sports and hunting growing up. First memories were hunting with him. So it was kind of sad when we lost him when we were on a hunting trip down in Kansas with his best friend from high school as well. But it just kind of instilled in me like it's all about the youth, and so I got back into coaching a little bit because of that, and I kind of keep going with the hunting because it not only brings me joy, but it also kind of just is a memory of him as well.
So he passed away from natural causes
hmm
and doing something he loved.
Exactly, exactly.
So when you lost your father, did you kind of feel like you had to step up into the male role? You were the older brother.
I didn't feel like that. I feel like our family kind of all came together and gelled a little differently without him, but it was still that family aspect, and it was more or less not one person took control of everything, but everyone kind of helped each other through it because it's trying for all of us, and it wasn't just me that was trying for, and no one wanted to put that weight on any one person's shoulder, so we all kind of kept moving forward.
Could tell from reading the biography on you that your father was very involved in community and he passed that on to you, instilled that love of community to you. So, what were some of the things that he loved about Columbus?
Honestly, I think he just loved the area. So he moved here after college. He graduated from University of Missouri. He moved up here, and he started working for Flusher Manufacturing. And I think he just kind of fell in love with Columbus. He met my mom, and it was a whole nother aspect to it. So I honestly think he just loved the community and what it was. And it was all about growing up. It was all about how can he help get the kids where they need to? How can he help create young adults, young professionals? He kind of instilled that in me and my siblings a little bit. So that it was a big part of our lives.
So, tell me about some of your happiest memories with your dad.
Definitely, you always got to go back to that first hunting trip that you got your first deer on. That was one of the best hunting trips that I think it always just kind of sticks in your mind, and in the back of your mind, you remember him telling, "Hey, there's a deer. Put your gun up and take the safety off when you're ready to pull the trigger," type thing. But that was still one of the favorites. It always brings back memories. Or the other time was we both got deer on the back-to-back days, and we were just giving each other crap. And if you knew my dad, he's more about just giving you a little bit of BS back and forth, and that was just how he liked to do it. And uh, my wife actually, on one time when she was with us, my dad kind of turned her and goes, "This relationship isn't going to work out unless you can give us crap back. So you better start."
She was too quiet, huh?
Well, she was a little quiet, but now she's probably one of the best at giving it back to everyone. So
How old were you when you bagged your first deer?
I was just got hunter safety, so I think it was 12,
Okay.
somewhere in there. Yeah, before I could drive. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So, as you are growing up in this community now, or you are back in the community and you have your son here, he's going to be growing up here. What are some of the things that you would like to do that reflect your father's legacy?
I like working for Allo because they are more about the community than it seems. Yes, they're here providing a service, but they also want to give back at the same time. They did the Community Connect program for nonprofits, which was great. It was free internet 3 years for nonprofits that hit certain criteria.
Hmm.
Um, they also are huge components of the chamber. They are not only am I a Commodore, but they give to a lot of the events that the chamber has. So I feel like just working for the right people can help the community grow. Being positive in the community, being involved in the community is one of the big components that I kind of like to do.
And you are a member, excuse me, you are a member of the chamber and you're a Commodore. Now, tell me what a Commodore is.
Commodore is a welcoming committee for the chamber. Members usually join, and we try and do a ribbon cutting forum and stuff like that, just to welcome the community, make them feel a part of the community, make them want to be here. I feel like the positivity is what grows the community and brings other businesses to the town and says, "Hey, look what we have. Look what this community is doing. Look at what we want to do. Uh, there's a place for you here. Why don't you stay a while?"
So, you're one of the redcoats.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we've got such a robust and involved chamber of commerce for the size of our town.
Correct. I've been to other towns because I not only sell products for my company in Columbus, but I sell them in other towns.
Mhm.
And I will say that our chamber is on another level compared to other towns. They're great with the people that they have. They're great at being positive in the community, kind of like Columbus Champions is,
Mhm.
and that's what it's all about. If
So, what are some of the things in the town that you would talk to new members and say, "Hey, these are cool things. You got to check them out."
there's so many things to do in Columbus that not a lot of people realize. I mean, look at the YMCA just put that field house back there. That place is huge. It's got stuff for kids all year round if you need to. The water park is great for summer activities. There's not one golf course, but there's three golf courses if that's your speed. There's just so much to do in this town that if you look at it surface level, you're not going to find some of that stuff. You got the Children's Museum, but when you start looking at what Columbus has to offer, it's huge. It's things that other communities our size are not doing. And I feel like it's benefiting the rest of us.
So, you have a brother and a sister.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about them.
My sister is 2 years older than me. Um, she graduated from UNL and Lakeview as well, and has since moved to Denver. She works for a company out of North Dakota. It's a gym company that owns a bunch of different gyms around the country, and she's one of their main HR people. She loves the work that she does. It's kind of right along the lines of what I kind of saw her doing, but I don't think she saw herself doing. But she lives out in Denver and absolutely loves it out there, and I can't blame her.
And she wants you to move there.
She wants me to move there, but the traffic just doesn't do it for me. I, I'm I have to deal with the traffic here with the 2 lane closure, which is going to be short lived. But out there, it's a whole nother level that I don't want to deal with myself.
And your brother?
My brother is in Box Elder, South Dakota. It's about 10 to 15 miles outside of Rapid City. Um, he graduated from Wayne, moved to Norfolk, lived in Norfolk, and worked for some construction companies up there, and has since moved to South Dakota by Rapid City and works for the Rapid City YMCA up there. He's one of their maintenance. He's the maintenance person for them.
So, your mother lives here in town and
Mm-hmm.
actually works with your wife.
Yes, it was interesting. My mom's been there for a long time. She's pushing that retirement age, and I think that's great for her. And then my wife was asked to apply there,
And
which
where is that?
MPPD.
Okay.
Another great component of this community is the three public power districts that we have to power us.
Mhm.
And when we lived in Lincoln, I had gotten laid off from a job, and my wife was looking for jobs all around, and came across the MPPD job and got hired and worked in the same department as my mom for about 2 years before she took a different job. And now they're kind of in the same department, but they kind of are in different areas. So it's interesting. I think they talk more to each other than either one of them talks to me sometimes, but it's fine.
I'm sure your mother is thrilled to have her first grandchild here in town.
Yes, she is.
So, what are some of the things that you would maybe like to pass on to your son from your father since he's never been able to meet him?
I feel like it's just what I'd really like to pass on to my son is just treat everyone equally. Um, that's a big thing with my dad. Was it didn't matter who you are, you always started at the same level.
Mm.
If you have that respect for other people, those people are going to have that respect for you. And I feel like that respect is either going to grow and you're going to trust people more, or you're going to have someone that does something that they shouldn't and you're not going to trust that person anymore. It's going to be a learning lesson for you in life.
Okay, so your sister's trying to get you to move to Denver.
Uh
Let's get her to move here. So, what would you tell her?
huh. I don't know if I could convince her to move back to Columbus, to be honest with you.
Nephew, first of all, right? And
Yeah.
niece.
Her job is more on the remote side. So she actually spends probably 3 months in Columbus out of the year, but she always got to go back to her place in Denver because she's got to see the mountains and
Oh,
be out
yeah.
there. So I'm fine with the 3 months she's back. Um, she gets to see her nephew. I'm pretty sure she spends 90% of that time while she's back at my house,
Mhm.
which is fine. I understand that she wants to see her nephew and soon to be niece. So she's great with the nephew, and I can't complain about anything.
One of the things we'd love to do, Jacob, is have you sign a copy of your Champions little magazine. So we
Perfect.
have one here for you, and you can pick your own Sharpie color.
We'll just do black here.
I'm dying to see what your signature looks like. It's actually readable. Well done. So tell me a little bit about your wife Megan's family.
Okay. When I met Megan, her family was living in Ceresco. They're from the Wahoo, Ceresco, Valparaiso area is where she kind of grew up. She's got a younger sister and a younger brother. Her younger brother is about 2 years away from her, and then her younger sister is about 7 from her. Her brother and sister-in-law have a kid, and they just moved back to Fall City area, Nebraska, which is where Travis, her brother's wife, is originally from.
Okay.
Um, and they just built a house down there, and then they have a little boy named Decker. They were living in St. Joseph, Missouri, Savannah, uh, kind of a suburb of St. Joe, and they decided to build a house because her dad bought some land that they worked out a deal, and they decided to build on that land. Then her sister and brother-in-law, Erica and Tyler, actually moved down to Missouri next to her parents, who took over the family farm and bought the family farm down in Missouri by Lake of the Ozarks.
So did they actually farm down there?
Uh, Farming down there is a little different than here. It's not the 1,000 acres of corn or beans. It's more or less cattle and kind of hay fields. So
Okay.
they actually just cut hay last week, and probably get roped into it when we go down there for the 4th to help them clean up some hay, which is fine. It's always fun to get your hands a little dirty. And then they have, I think it's like 24 head of cow or some cattle like that. They more or less work full-time jobs, and farming is kind of the part-time thing
Okay.
because hay is kind of self-sufficient. And they don't have any irrigating to do, and really it's just watering and feeding cows. So it's more of a side gig right now. I'm sure they want it to be a full-time gig, but they both have full-time jobs as well.
Well, I grew up in a dairy farm, so
So yeah.
I was a little bit different too. So as your son grows up, you're probably going to encourage him to be in sports, I'm sure.
Yeah, we decided that we're not going to push him. If he wants to try them, we'll get him in started, and if he wants to keep going on them, it's his free will. We don't want to force him to do anything he doesn't, as long as he's outside and active. That's kind of our big thing, because that's how Megan and I are. We want to be outside and active, so we like for him to be the same.
So when my grandson, he plays baseball, but he also does dance. So he
Mhm.
likes to have kind of a well-rounded, doing whatever is interesting to him. Is that kind of how you want your kids to be too?
Yeah, that would be exactly how we want. Megan's more of a reader than I am. I'd rather be
I
doing.
must meet your wife. I love to read.
uh, I'm not much of a reader. I like to do other things with my time. Reading's not something that I would sit down on, but she can always get a good book and sit down for hours and read, which is it's good for her. And um, we're trying to get Emmett into that, and he's starting to like books a little bit when we're reading to him and stuff like that. So as long as he can like books and be outside, and we can keep him in those environments where it just continues to grow in different ways, that's really what we want.
So you've been a coach.
Yes,
What have you coached?
I have coached junior high football for Lakeview for the last couple of years. Um, Sadly, this year I'm not going to do it because our daughter is expected in the middle of the season. I don't think it's a good idea to miss out on the family time that really comes with that. Maybe in the future we really want to dive back into it, but it's more about getting those kids into sport and keeping them active and saying, hey, here's what football can do for you, and football really grows you as a person. It's not just schoolwork all the time. It's also, hey, I can go be active and I can grow in different ways as well.
And when you were in high school, you played a lot of different sports.
Yes, I played football in the fall, all 4 years of high school, and I ended up going to Midland and played 2 years in Midland before I got injured and decided that was kind of the end of it. Uh, but I also played basketball for 3 years. I played soccer for 4 years, and then I also played baseball for 4 years, and then actually came back in the middle of my football time at Midland and came back and played a year as well.
So who are some of your favorite teams? Huskers. You have to say Huskers.
I actually don't watch a lot of Husker football. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uh,
When we moved
I
here, I originally was from Iowa, and when we moved here, we were like, "It's a state law. You must cheer for the Huskers."
yeah, a lot of people say that we haven't been great. I mean, I've been to a lot of Husker games, but if I really had to go watch one sport, it would be the Chiefs. I
Ah,
grew up with
nice.
watching the Chiefs with my dad on Sundays and Thursday nights, Monday nights every once in a while, and just Megan's dad grew up in Missouri. My dad grew up in Missouri, so they both had the Chiefs, and so having to not fight on a Sunday and watch two different teams has been great because now we've gone to so many games together, and that's kind of one of our little fun things is we've been to multiple AFC Championship games.
Oh, nice.
Both of them when Patrick Mahomes is playing, so that's always a fun one, and you just kind of look at it. You say college football or pro football. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs every time. So
Do you kind of feel like Patrick doesn't get as much attention or the love that he should just because we've got the Kelseys and the Taylor Swift thing all going on?
you know what? They can have that attention as long as we keep getting rings. I don't care. They can
There
have
you
it.
go.
So when you were asked to be a champion and give your story for the champions, how did you feel about that?
I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting it by any means. I read a couple of their issues, which were really good. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it. I just got a call from the writer who's a friend, and I was like, oh, wait, they want to do something on me?
Have you had people come up to you and say, "Oh, I read your story"?
A lot of friends were like, wow, that was a really good story. I shared it on Facebook, and I had a lot of people from past and stuff and talking about stories with my dad. It was kind of a trip down memory lane at the same time, kind of a congratulations. It was awesome. It was something you don't get to do very often. Something you really get to kind of break that nutshell of who you really are and kind of show people what you are about, who you are as a person, and kind of your point of view a little bit.
I have a feeling your father would have been a great champion as well.
I think he would have. I think he wouldn't have said no either. I think he would have been anything for the community, kind of keep it moving forward. Would have been his kind of look at it. So he would have said yes in a heartbeat.
So now that you are in the chamber, you're a Commodore, you're here in the community, you want to give back to the community, what are some of the things you might like to see others step up and do?
Just get involved. I mean, that's all it takes. You don't have to do much. Just a little bit here and there. I mean, I don't feel like I'm super involved. I feel like I'm just slightly on the edge of involved, going to Commodore Call once, twice a week. I feel like just getting on stuff that could help the community, benefit the community is a big thing.
It's been a pleasure to talk with you, Jacob. I really appreciate you taking the time. I love your story. I love everything you do for the community.
And this has been Coffee with Champions from the Broken Mug. I'm Riley Scott.